Advantages of multi-rate DSP. So in this video I am going to explain advantages and applications of multi-rate DSP. First of all, advantages of multi-rate DSP. So with interpolation and decimation, the computational and memory requirements of the resampling filtering can sometimes be greatly reduced by using multiple stages. Okay, right? So based on these two techniques, so we can reduce the computational complexity. Okay. Now sampling rate conversion of a digital signal can be accomplished in two methods. So one method is to pass a digital signal through D2A converter, filter it and then resample the resulting analog signal at the desired rate. Okay, so already discussed in the first video. The second method is to perform the sampling rate conversion entirely in the digital domain. The advantage of the first method is that the new sampling rate can be arbitrarily selected and need not have any special relationship to the old sampling rate. So third one is nothing but multi-rate digital signal processing, which is more efficient, distortionless and flexible type of signal processing. Okay, now coming to the applications. So here the first one is design of phase shifters, the second one interfacing of digital systems with different sampling rates, and then implementation of narrowband low pass filters, subband coding of speech signals. The first one, design of phase shifters, right? So here to design a network that delays the signal x of n by a fraction of a sample, this type of phase shifters are used. So here first of all assume the particular delay is a rational fraction of sampling interval Tx. So in the frequency domain, the delay corresponds to the linear phase shift. Of course you know that nature of minus k theta like that. So minus k here omega by I, right? Minus k omega by I. The design of an all pass linear phase filters are relatively difficult using sampling rate conversion method. So like delay k by I into Tx, that is achieved without introducing any distortion. So here simply first use the interpolation. So right, so now delay that particular Ifx by certain samples and then do the again the interpolating action, right? Then you can get the Fx. Okay, right? So that means here you can get the y of n with the same rate Fx, but that is the delayed version of the x of n. So now here we are compensating this here interpolating with the interpolating value with this particular value, right? That means so how much we increment particular sampling rate, here we have to reduce that value based on the decimator. So that's why here after interpolating, after completing the filtering action, so you just do the delay, then by based on the decimating value, then compensate the particular interpolating action, then you can get the delayed version of the input signal, okay, without distortion. So this sampling rate is increased by a factor I using a standard interpolator. The LPF eliminates the images in the spectrum of the interpolated signal and its output is delayed by k samples at the sampling rate Ifx. The delayed signal is decimated by a factor d is equal to I. Thus, the desired delay of k by Itx is achieved. Okay, right. Now, second one is interfacing of digital systems with the different sampling rates. So now consider here two systems. So here we just interfacing these two systems here. Okay, see this. So here is system A. So interpolating. Now here one clock pulse clock A is used here. Now digital sample and hold, decimator, system and then clock. Okay, so now here in this way here we are using interfacing. So we just interface the two digital systems with different sampling rates. Okay, right? So the output of a system A at a rate Fx is fed to an interpolator which increases the sampling rate by a factor I. Okay, the output of the interpolator is fed at the rate Ifx to a digital sample and hold, which serves as the interface to system B at high sampling rate Ifx. Signals from the digital sample and hold are read out into system B at the clock rate dFy of the system B. Thus the output rate from the sample and hold is not synchronized with the input rate. Okay, so right, in this way just interface the two digital systems with different sampling rates. Okay, now coming to the narrow band low pass filters implementation. So now here the multi-stage implementation of sampling rate conversion, so that that is providing here a more efficient realization, especially when the filter specifications are very tight. So narrow band, narrow transition band. That means here, for example, narrow pass band and narrow transition band. So under similar conditions, a low pass linear phase FIR filter may be more efficiently implemented in a multi-stage decimator interpolator configuration. So that is, we can employ a multi-stage implementation of a decimator of size D, followed by a multi-stage implementation of interpolator of size I, where I is equal to D. Okay, in such a way you can implement the narrow band low pass filters also. Okay, now coming to the fourth one, subband coding of speed signals. So here, so consider the speed signal here. So that means a variety of techniques have been developed to efficiently represent speed signals in digital form for either transmission or storage. Since most of the speech energy is contained in lower frequencies, we would like to encode the lower frequency band with more bits than the high frequency band. Subband coding is a method where the speech signal is subdivided into several frequency bands and each band is digitally encoded separately. An example, a frequency subdivision is shown in the figure 1. See here, like this. Okay, right? So here speech signal actually decomposed into low pass and high pass, and again concentrate on low pass. They do the decimation, that means upsampling the particular input signal, and then again do the, what is that, again separate the low low frequencies and high frequencies. Now concentrate on low frequencies. Now again do the decimation, again concentrate on the low frequency here after separating high frequency, and again the decimation, and then send it. That means you just assign the more number of bits to the low pass filtering, low frequencies here. So here in this way actually here we just do the subband coding. Okay, right? That means here assume a speed signal is sampled at a rate fs samples per second. The first frequency subdivision splits the signal spectrum into two equal bit segments. One is the low pass signal, another one is the high pass signal. That means 0 to fs by 4, another one is fs by 4 to fs by 2. So from fs we start. Now here 0 to fs by 4 we concentrate. That is nothing but low pass signal. Now coming to the again do the again subdivision, and then split the again 0 to fs by 4 into what is that, low and high. That means here concentrate on 0 to fs by 8, and then again do the subdivision. So like that here, okay, from the figure, if you concentrate, this signal is subdivided into 4 frequency bands. So decimation by a factor of 2 is performed after frequency subdivision. By allocating a different number of bits per sample to the signal in the 4 subbands, we can achieve a reduction in the bit rate of the digitalized speech signal. So in subband coding, to achieve good performance filter design, here very important one is we cannot use brick wall characteristic. Okay, so since much filters are physically unrealizable, so quadrature mirror filters are used to avoid the aliasing problem. So then we will see that one here. So now the synthesis method for the subband encoded speech signal is basically the reverse of the encoding process. So that one also see in the figure 3. Subband coding is also an effective method to achieve data compression in the image signal processing. Okay, right? So in this way 4 bands here. Okay, right? So now here a filter characteristics of subband coding. So this is a brick wall filtering approach. So now, so here this is nothing but the synthesis of subband encoded signal. So after getting the what is that in this analysis, what is this in the previous case, this one. So right. So now how can you decode the speech signal here? In this way you can decode the speech signal, right? So again do the what is that interpolation, now filtering action. So and then concentrate on like this. Okay, so then you can get the output. Okay, you can get the what is that, you can reconstruct the speech signal like this. Okay, so now applications of multi-rate signal processing you have seen. So here and then concentrate, here we have the lot of applications. So concentrate on this subband coding, and then what is that here implementation of narrow band low pass filter, right? There's a design of phase shifters like that. Okay, right? Thank you.